Alright, so first and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakodash. We said that one of the apostles and elders are great most honorable well, and salutations. So they are coming to the pushing good on the truth and say the in and the out. Constantly in season on season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into some scriptures here, particularly going into the name of the Lord. I was watching some of the videos from the apostles and elders, and countless of brothers doing videos upon the name. Spark my spirit to do one as well, and they were particularly going into need from IUIC, the video he did about the video he did, and which he mentioned certain things about the name and so forth. I just like to say that hey, the Lord has a name, right? Because okay, like for instance, these camps that still call upon, like that's saying, right? They call upon Jesus, right? But they changed their name. So okay, they would call themselves a Hebrew name, but they calling the Lord a Greek name. It doesn't make any sense. So why even call yourself a Hebrew Israelite and you're not calling upon a Hebrew God, a Hebrew name for your God? It makes no sense. You understand? Because at the end of the day, his name would have to be in what? Hebrew. Right? It's the same way the Greeks, the name of the Greeks had gods, but the gods' name were in Greek. So how could you be calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite and calling up and saying a God name in English or whatever language you want to say it be? It makes no sense. Right? So just looking at the name of the word, just looking at the meaning of the word name, it's a word or set of words by which a person or thing is known, addressed or referred to, right? Now if your name is, like let's say, if your name is Paul, you wouldn't expect somebody to come and call you Mark, because you wouldn't do what? You would not answer, because that is not your name. And I just to show you how important a name is, right? So I want to start off with this particular scripture here, which is Sirach chapter 17 verse 10. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever. Like verse 9, Sirach 17 verse 9 say to 10, it say he gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding, right? They say, and the elect shall praise his holy name. And the elect shall praise his holy name. So it make it plain for you who will be given a praise unto his holy name, who will be calling unto the Lord by his name. It have no way that they can jump out here and say you could call him whatever he is. I remember some years back, they was saying that's how you could call him you play you, but it doesn't matter. And I was at that madness they was doing. You understand? And I just to show you that it's bringing in what? Confusion rather than edification, and actually telling someone the proper thing. That is just leading to confusion, because if the scripture is saying here, and the elect shall praise his holy name, it's specifically telling you, yo, the Lord's name is holy. You just can't call him any and anything, right? But also, you see, what we have to turn to is what the scripture is. So if somebody telling you, yo, you can call him anything, and it doesn't matter, nobody has the name, but then the scripture is telling you here, and the elect shall praise his holy name, that means it have a name that is supposed to call the Lord, which is Yahweh, which is the Father, and Yahushai, which is what? The Son, right? And they say the elect shall praise his holy name. Is the elect will show reverence and so forth unto the name. It's plain as it could be. Who would praise his name? So them that are saying that you can call him anything and no one has the name and so forth, that is madness. That is total madness. That is not according to the scriptures. And these people would agree to that, because you know what? They just lost. They just seen our glimpse. They just seen the glitz and glamour in what these other particular camps doing. They want to take trips and do all this stuff, playing and all this sort of madness. So they would fall to that and forget how important the Lord's name is. You understand? jump down. This next scripture here come to my mind, which I would want to bring up, but let me bring it out one time. Right, so now jump to Proverbs chapter 18, right? Proverbs chapter 18. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 10, right? And say here, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So you get to understand how important the name of the Lord is. How important it is to know the name of the Lord, because the scripture says the name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? You see, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So the righteous will run onto the name. So how can a man, if it's scripture saying that the righteous will run into the name, so then how can a man tell you that no one has the name not important, you know, you can call them anything and so forth? That is madness. That is just confusion. And we don't know what righteousness is it have there. You know, reading over one more time, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. And I can give plenty testimonies about calling upon the name of the Lord. And this to say, what brought me into the truth was the name. But there is a next topic and a next for another day, right? So they say the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth unto it and is safe. And is safe. So this will show you how important it is turning on to the name, right? The name was so important. Let me just jump to a topic here, because Acts 5. This is Acts chapter 5, verse. I will start from verse. I'll start from verse 24. Now, when the high priest and the captain of the temple and the chief priests heard these things, they doubted of them whereunto this would grow. Then came one and told them, saying, Behold, the men whom ye put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people. Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people, lest they should be stoned, lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, Did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intended to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than man. Right? We ought to obey God rather than man. So if the Lord telling about our name and so forth, we rather obey God than obey man. Because the high priest was telling the apostles, yo, we straightly commanded not to teach in our name. And what I remind you of, that is like Nate telling you, yo, it's not, the name not important, you know, you didn't need to call upon the name and so forth. But the scripture said different. The scripture said the elect shall praise his holy name. The righteous shall run into his name. Right? So who are you supposed to obey? You're supposed to obey God rather than man. A man can be telling you, yo, you could call upon any name. You could say you play yogurt and all this sort of madness. That is total madness. The name is important. Very important. Right? It says, saying, did not we strictly command you that ye should not teach in this name? There's like the IUIC men telling you, yo, stop teaching a name, they're not important and so forth. But their name in Hebrew, you know. The IUIC members' name in Hebrew, but they don't call upon a Hebrew God. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. So you calling yourself, let me just say, you calling yourself, let me just say, calling yourself Kwam, right? Calling yourself Kwam. But you're saying you want to go and change your name legally to a Hebrew name and so forth. But the name of the God you're calling upon is Greek. It's a Greek name. That makes no sense. So it say here, saying, did we not strictly command you that ye should not teach in his name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine and intended to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. Yeah, we ought to obey God. And you know what? The apostles of GMS, they fill in Israel, right? With that doctrine, with the name and so forth. So that is why you see Nate and them coming to do videos up trying to say, the name not important, you don't need to call upon the name and so forth. Like madness. And whoever following that madness. Look in the scriptures, and the scriptures make it, the scriptures plain for you that you're supposed to know the name. You have to know the name, right? I'm gonna jump to Acts. Alright, I'm gonna jump to Acts. This is Acts chapter 4 verse I'll go straight to the point. Acts chapter 4 verse 12, it says, neither is there salvation in any other name, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. So do they read the scriptures? Do they study the scriptures? Or do they just go with whatever it is they think in their mind? By the end of the day, it must have the scribes and Pharisees. They must come back here today. They have to come back. And you see them. Most of them that go teach her against the name. They call on any name and so forth. Right? So you say Acts 4 verse 12, it says, neither is there salvation in any other, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. So that is just to show you how important the name is. You have to call upon the name to be what? Saved. You have to know the name. So it say neither is there salvation in any other. So that's saying that you can't call upon, you can't say you play yoga and call upon next name and the next name, and you could feel to change the name today. It makes no sense. It say neither is there salvation in any other. It say, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Right? And we don't know who the secrets are. You see who the secrets are showed on to? The Lord's servants. Right? Right? We'll jump to our next scripture here. Right. So this is and I will bring the scripture now closer to up. This is Romans 10 verse 13. It says, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. So that is to show you how important it is knowing the name. And you cannot say that nobody has the name and the name is important and all. That is madness. That is total madness. So then what name are you going to call when you're going through your troubles? What name are you going to turn to when shit pop off, who it is they going to call upon? Come on. It makes no sense. And there are people believing in that doctrine. Hey, anyway, as I say, you know, to bring some precept upon the name and show you how important the name is. Again, that is why I start with the Ecclesiasticus 17. The elect shall praise his holy name. Hey, so with that, we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kodash. We say that amongst the apostles and elders of great most rule well, our teachers, our apostles in the truth. And we say salutations, so the Akim, we say, push on to the Dean and the out. You know, constantly in season and season, we say, Shalom.